Do you know what's really interesting is the number of messages I've gotten from people congratulating me for just listening to my
Yes.
body. We don't see people talking about the realities of our bodies not doing what we ask them to.
Yes.
Welcome to All Bodies on Bikes, the podcast, where all bodies are good bodies, all bikes are good bikes, and all rides are celebrated.
All Bodies on Bikes is a movement to create and foster a radically inclusive bike community. So join your hosts, I'm Ellen,
And I'm Marley,
as we explore the complexities of the biking world. Help us break down barriers and create the world that we want to see.
And don't forget that all bodies really mean to all bodies, not just larger bodies, but bodies of all sizes,
Ages,
races,
abilities,
genders,
sexualities.
and beyond. Come along for the ride. Hi.
Hey. Can I immediately tell you that I'm proud of you?
Oh,
Yeah.
thanks. I need to hear that. I'm feeling a little down.
I can understand all the sides of this.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to make content too, and I realize I don't have any victory photos at the end or
Yeah?
anything that's like, woo, I did it. Cause we're getting way ahead
So
of
ahead.
ourselves here. So ahead.
Okay. I mean, but
More
then it's
more
like I could say,
importantly,
"How are you?" And immediately we're talking about, well, I just got off of a 230-mile, quote, unquote, "ended quickly" ride.
a giant bikepacking ride.
Yeah, which was, already epic.
Yeah, it was supposed to be
It
okay,
is.
so let's
Okay,
back up.
sorry.
So I'm actually I'm working on my content
Okay.
right now for the brand that I rode the bike on, so I've got this all, in my head. But so the Oregon Outback is this route that goes from essentially the California border on the south to the Washington border through the middle of the state. There is nothing there. It is stunningly beautiful, but it is so I mean, I understand why they call it the Outback. There were
Okay.
days where we didn't see another human. It was
That is
wild.
crazy. Not
Um,
a car on the highway, not
yeah,
a
so
nothing.
no, no.
Okay.
'Cause for the most part, we were on, back gravel roads.
Still.
So there is, yeah, there's, agriculture and stuff out there, and there's, tiny towns, so we were able to restock a couple times. But again, I'm getting ahead of myself. So it's a 366-mile route. It's been on my bucket list for 10 years. I've literally wanted to do it forever, but I, just because of a number of factors, mainly not having a bike that would work for it, I've never done it. And then this year, because I was turning 40 and I turned 40
Happy
yesterday.
birthday to
Uh,
you.
Thank you. I set this wildly ambitious goal to do a huge bikepacking trip. And initially, I was going to ride the Great Divide,
Oh,
which goes
yeah.
from Canada to Mexico. Um, and I think if I lived in Arkansas still, I might have done it. But now that I pay a lot in rent, I was like, there's no way I'm taking 3 months off to pay rent for an apartment I'm not going to be in. That
Right.
is not happening. So I set my sights on something more achievable, which was, or I thought more achievable, the Oregon Outback, which most folks do it in 7 days. And when I looked at the route, because this has been an established route for 10 plus years, um, all the distances were 70 to 90 miles a day with
Whoa.
2 to 4,000 feet of climbing on a loaded bike. And so I was like, I physically
No.
can't do that. I might be able to do one of the days, but not back to back to back. And so my first challenge was breaking up the route into achievable days for me. I really could only do 40 to 60-mile
Mhm.
days. Um, but we were able to do it. So we broke the route up and it became a 9-day ride, of which I did 5.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty proud of those
Yes,
5.
I think you should be. It's
Um,
still 230 miles.
Yeah, which is farther than I've ever gone, 2
Yeah.
more days than I've ever
Yeah.
done. I've never camped in the snow before. I've never had to carry 8 liters of water. Do you know how
Oh
heavy
god.
8 liters of
I
water is?
do not. My frame of references would be a gallon of water.
Yeah, which is 8 pounds. It was around, between 20 and 25 pounds of
Jeez.
water.
Which is already a lot.
Yeah. Pretty much exactly what I thought was gonna happen. I took care of my body as best as I
Mhm.
could out there. But around day 4 or 5, it just started breaking
Okay.
down. My butt started hurting really, really bad. And I don't know if I should say this, but I started taking pictures of my
Oh,
undercarriage,
no.
um,
So that you could
just to,
see, so that
give it
you could assess.
yeah,
Aw.
yeah, and at first I was like, "Oh, it's a little red and unhappy," and then the next day I was like, "Oh, this is looks like somebody took a meat
Oh,
tenderizer to,
no.
So, that was honestly the reason why I ended up stopping was
Or
because I couldn't sit on my saddle any longer.
yeah,
So,
which is great
but then
reason to not ride a bike.
oh, 100%, 100%. But then other bodily functions, like my immune system went into like wild overdrive. And I don't know if we've talked about this before, but I get cold sores.
I know that you've had
And
them at moments you didn't want them, so I don't know if I knew that it was a
yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah. So typically they happen at Unbound, which is like my biggest endurance day of the year when I'm on my bike for, 10 plus hours. And so my goal for this trip was like, do not get a cold sore. Do not get a cold sore. And I'm getting a cold sore.
Ah,
But I like didn't get sunburnt. And the cold sore really only like flared up this morning. And so I already called my doctor. I already got the prescription. So hopefully we're gonna nip it in the
okay.
bud. And so overall, I'm really proud of myself. Like my body did what it was supposed to do, but I think I'm just coming to the realization that like I can't do these epic long endurance days that some people can
Yeah,
do. And
it
that's
is
okay.
okay. You can still have a wonderful, joyful time on your bike. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. And that was the other reason I ended up stopping is because it just wasn't joyful anymore.
I can think that can be reason number 1 most of the time.
Yeah. Yeah, but at the same time, like, you're taking on this challenge and it's not gonna be, like, sunshine and roses the whole time, like, you expect to suffer a little
You
bit, right?
do. It's not like I'm sitting here saying you'll never be cold and you'll never be uncomfortable or tired, but truly sitting there saying, "I don't know how I'm going to do this tomorrow," and then waking up saying, "I
Yeah.
still feel that way," because sometimes all you need is a good night's sleep in a hotel, but
Yeah, or a snack or whatever it
yeah,
might be.
so you made this decision after a night in a hotel with a good breakfast in you and also, like, well hydrated and as clear-minded as you
Oh,
could
yeah,
be versus feeling like
100%.
you're going to reflect on this and be like, "I should have had a Snickers," and then made the
Yes,
decision.
exactly.
You won't regret
Yeah,
it.
yeah, and it's funny, I had my GoPro with me the whole time, which I'm, like, trying to figure out how to edit this footage because I think it would actually make a really good short
Oh,
film,
cool.
but I I kinda did, like, real world style confessionals where I was like, "Okay, day 1, this is how I'm feeling," and then, like, day 2 and, like, there's sections throughout where I'm writing and I'm just like, "I don't think I can do this," and then, an hour later, I'll be like, "Oh, no, I can do this. This is totally worth it." But some of those doubts did start to creep in pretty early. I mean, part of it was my bike was over 100 pounds
Mm.
with everything
Oh,
on it.
yeah.
Like, that's just wild.
Yes, it is. You are strong,
Yeah.
and it's 100 pounds.
So, yes. And it's funny, my 2 friends that I was riding with, they called me yesterday for my birthday from the trail, and I was really sad not to be there with them. We, like, had made a little trail family, but they were like, "Marley, you're carrying too much water." And I was like, "I don't think I am." And they ended up drinking some of my water, so
Oh,
it
glad that I had
yeah,
it.
exactly,
Mhm.
exactly.
That's
So
okay. Let's maybe talk a little bit about what were the things that you looked to understand that you were making the right decision?
ooh, um I think looming large in my mind was I don't get any rest after
Mhm.
this. If I would have continued on, and this is nobody's fault but my own, because of the way that the timing worked out, essentially I planned my schedule so it was going to be like 9 days of Oregon Outback, 1 day home where I have to work at the bike shop, and then straight to Kansas for Unbound, and then on to our Midwest book film podcast tour. And when I was planning it out, I was kind of like, oh, this is going to be a stretch, but maybe, if I take really good care of myself when I'm out bike packing, I'll be fine. And for the first couple days, I actually felt pretty confident about it because, I wear a Whoop. I don't know if
I
you're
am
familiar
not.
with Whoop. It's like a health tracker. It essentially, it's one of those health trackers that measures your like respiration rate and heart rate and sleep and all those things. And every day it gives you a couple different scores. It gives you a strain score, a sleep score, and a recovery
Okay.
score. And interestingly, the score goes up to
Okay.
21. And for the first 5 days, for all 5 days I was riding, my strain score was over 20. Like I was at like 20.5,
Oh,
twenty point
wow.
seven. So
Maxed.
really, really, yes, big days on the bicycle. But then my recovery scores were really good too. They were up at like up in the 90s, hundreds. Like every day I woke up and my thing would say, "You're ready to go. You're green." And I'd wake up feeling
Okay.
refreshed. I would sleep well. I was eating well. Um, but I think just cumulatively, all those big days in a row really added up, and then my body was like,
Mhm.
crash, and you're done." And so as the fatigue started to wear on, and I started to kind of plan out my schedule, I was like, "There's no way I'm gonna be able to do
Sure.
Unbound and then drive across the Midwest for a film
Right.
tour." And so, when I made it to Prineville, which was like our midway stop, it's the only big city on the trip. We had a hotel room there. I made the decision to pull out, also because the logistics were easy.
Sure.
Like from there, I could get home easy and all
Yeah.
of that.
You did like a talk to camera stories on Instagram at one point, and I gasped out loud when you said, "I'm going on this giant trip and then almost immediately to Unbound." And then. I was like, "Oh, that's too much." 'Cause that would have been a
It
lot.
really is,
Like,
and I
anyone making it through 2 weeks of intensive travel is going to be sick at the end of it.
oh, yeah, but, I mean, I do this to myself seemingly every summer.
Sure.
Like, 2 summers ago, I did an 8-week road trip. Last year, I did a 6-week road trip. I should know better, and yet I continue to do this.
This is 40, Marley. Sorry.
When do I learn?
I guess at 41.
Never.
Never.
No, I'm learning now.
This is also the
Yeah,
only, like,
I'm learning
8
now.
days that I can tease you for being older than me. So, Imma take it.
Oh, because 'cause you're a Gemini too, your
Yeah,
birthday's soon.
at the end of the next week.
Oh, happy
Thank
birthday.
you. Gemini, it's like Gemini
Yeah,
season. We're gonna move and groove and change the world and take no prisoners and all that stuff.
and then change our mind next
Yes.
week.
Next month, but yes,
Next month, okay.
we'll see
Okay,
all
yeah,
sides.
yeah,
We are all knowing.
yeah, but do you know what's really interesting, and I've been kind of thinking about this for the last couple days, is the number of messages I've gotten from people, congratulating me for just listening to my
Yes.
body, and I think that's something we don't see professional athletes doing very often, and we don't see people talking about the realities of our bodies not doing what we ask them to.
Yes. I would agree. I can only think of Simone Biles. Maybe there was the tennis player who was they were like, "You know what? Nope, I'm taking time off and I will come back,
Mm,
but I can't and I won't my body won't, my mind won't." And
yeah,
otherwise, I agree. I don't know that I can point to many others. Our patron saint Ilona Maher does sometimes talk about when like the differences that she sees in her body when she is training versus when she is not training. That's so those are the only 3 high profile examples I could point to about it's okay to take a break. It's really okay to listen to yourself and know your body because
yeah.
you have a long week. Like if you'd have kept going, what would have happened?
I Well, I would have slowed my friends down quite a
Yeah.
bit. I was already the slowest one of the group, and we were already getting to camp late at night, which was, a little bit stressful, to have to cook and then set up camp and do all of that, and it didn't give us any time to relax and to hang out, so I would have held the group back. I would have been a danger to myself, and then I wouldn't have been my best self coming up for
Yeah.
Unbound, which is exciting. Unbound is like the Super Bowl of gravel. I'm gonna see a lot of people. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I've got some activations happening, and then we're going on book tour, or
Yeah.
I'm calling it book tour. It's also film, it's
Film
also
tour.
podcast tour, but I wouldn't have been able to be engaged and to ride bikes, and, like, that's really what my community is about, is those community rides, and it's not about proving that I can ride 365 miles across the Oregon desert.
Yeah.
Like, "Okay, cool, Marley, you can do it," but, like, nobody
Right,
cares.
and I think that is another way to, like, prop the door open a little wider for accessible cycling. To say you
Yeah,
can start anywhere, it doesn't have to be a 320-mile ride. You should try if you wanna try, it feels like an ambition that is true to you. Yeah, try it,
yeah.
and the success can be in the fact that you tried.
Exactly. Yeah, and honestly, like, when I first quit or made the I shouldn't call it quit. When I made the decision to stop riding, I was pretty disappointed in myself. And then, like, the longer I sat with it, the more I was like, "No, you did 230 miles, like, you've never done that before. You did a 5-day bike packing trip,
Yeah,
like, you did something that you've never done before, like, be proud of that." So I'm trying to, like, reframe it in my head and,
yeah,
still make this content and, like, I don't know, I'm sitting with kind of both sides of it, being a little disappointed, but also just being okay
it
with
can
it.
be 2 things.
It can. Yeah, and the best part about getting off the trail was, I got to have chocolate cake for my
Yeah.
birthday because I was at home and be in my own bed.
Yes. Oh, 2 excellent things in life is chocolate cake and
Yes.
your own bed after a hard travel. Like, you
Exactly.
probably slept like a baby that night.
I did. I really did. But you know what's funny is, my lungs well, I don't know if it's funny or not, but, I have developed, like, sports-induced asthma over the
Hmm.
years, and I oh my god. I lost a lot of things on the trail, including my albuterol inhaler, which was kind of crucial. Uh, speaking of,
Right,
do you
that
hear
was
that?
well
Oh my
timed.
god. I know. Anyway, I lost my inhaler, I lost my headphones, I lost a pair of pants.
How?
Um, what else did I well, how did I
Okay.
lose my pants? That's a good story.
That sounded more of an invasive question than I meant for it to be, but the AirPods I can understand. Tiny, losable in your own
Yeah,
house. The albuterol, also
yeah,
small, I'm assuming, like, losable. The
yeah.
pants.
So, I got my period while I
Oh,
was out
yeah.
there. So in addition to all the other challenges, my body is now bleeding. The first day of my period, it showed up, like, in the middle of the afternoon, and I didn't realize it until, like, my chamois was fully soaked with
Ooh.
blood. So at that point, I was like, "Well, there's no point in doing anything different. I'm just gonna keep free bleeding into my pants." But then it got cold, and so I had to put a couple of layers on. So I had a wool base layer, and then I had a pair of, like, camp pants that I put on top of
Okay.
that, and I bled through both of those as
Oh,
well because I am woman, hear
no
me
joke.
roar. Um,
Gee, I wonder why you were tired.
and s right? And so the next day, um, essentially, I took both of those pairs of pants off and kinda strapped them to my bicycle to try and get the UV
Uh-huh.
rays to, like,
Yeah?
do their work and kind of bleach it out a little bit and, like, take care of it, and it worked. It worked really well, at least on the one pair of pants
But you
that
still have
made it. Uh, yeah, my wool base layer bounced off somewhere along the way.
Oh man.
I know.
What a bummer. The wool base layer.
Yeah, yeah, such a bummer. But my headphones came back to me. Well, not quite yet. They came back to my friends. There were some other folks on the trail who caught up to them, and they were like, "Hey, did you guys lose these headphones?" And so my headphones will be coming back to
Okay.
me when my friends get back to town, and there's a potential they'll have my pants.
Just because you have hopes and dreams that
Um,
they're gonna find your pants?
yeah,
Okay.
basically. Yeah,
Optimism for the win.
yeah. Yeah, exactly. I also got my headlamp back. I didn't even know that it had fallen out, and this car came up next to us as we were, like, descending, and they rolled down their windows, and they were like, "Hey, did one of you guys drop this?" And I was like, "Oh, that's mine." I had no idea I had dropped it, so I have faith that it's gonna
I
come back
guess
to me.
so. You have a really
Yeah.
good boomerang energy to your stuff.
I mean, when I lost my wallet on my road trip going to Sea
Yeah.
Otter, that came back to
I
me.
love that this is chaos. This is like neutral chaos at its finest. It's like, I don't know, if you lose it, it comes back. Like, not always, Marley.
I mean, if it's meant not always, and if it's meant to be, it will. But I
Yeah.
did have a doctor's appointment this morning and, got a refill on my albuterol
Good.
inhaler, which I'm gonna put a string on it for Unbound,
Smart.
because I'm gonna put it in the same place, like, in my little feed
Mhm.
bag, but that means it'll probably bounce out again, but if I have it attached, it can't bounce
There you
out.
go.
Or it can, but I'll have it
Right, it
attached,
cannot
so
fall all the way to the ground.
that's kind of a recap on my trip. Obviously, like, so much happened over those 5 days, but truly it was just, like, a lot of riding my bike, a lot of I was hoping to, like, get some, like, deep thinking done, and I never found myself in that headspace.
Is that a
So,
normal thing for
I don't
you on
know.
a long ride like that, to find some deep headspace?
That's why I do
Okay.
it. Like, when I'm out doing Unbound or Mid-South, like, that's usually when my brain wanders and I come up with good ideas. That's where the idea for All
Yeah.
Bodies on Bikes came up was when I was on a long ride. And I think potentially because my body was just, like,
Mhm.
fighting for every pedal stroke, it had no extra bandwidth to, like, be creative or dream and
Yeah.
scheme. So I'm hoping Unbound, maybe I'll get some deep thoughts
Okay.
in.
I hope that for you. Tell me more about Unbound.
So I'm signed up for the
Okay.
100. Uh I I'm not gonna say that I'm not doing it, but if I had to ride it today, I would not be doing the
Okay.
100. Um, but I have over a week,
I was just gonna ask,
and I will say, like
how long does your undercarriage have
yes.
to, uh, correct itself?
It has a week. It
Okay.
has a week. To see my undercarriage and my lungs. At the same time, though, like, I'm feeling stronger than ever. Like, it was kinda
Hmm.
cool over the course of my bike packing trip because 'cause I'm a data nerd, you can, like, track your stats, and I could see my, like, resting heart rate going down every day,
Mm,
and, like, I wasn't working as hard to, like, do the same amount of effort. So, I think I'm actually going into Unbound in pretty good shape. It's just a question of, do I have the energy and the endurance to do 100
yeah.
miles? Because 'Cause I've done 100 at Unbound before, and if it's a dry year, I'm looking at 13 to 14 hours. If it's a wet year, that's like 16 to 17 hours,
Mm,
and that's so long on the
that is a
bicycle.
long time, and I
Yeah.
do
But
wonder if it I don't know, I was just wondering if it's like your undercarriage has just recovered and is maybe a little bit daintier than normal.
yes, yeah, exactly. Well, not I don't know if daintier is the right
I'm
word,
sure
but,
what the right word would be, though. Like,
sensitive?
yeah, like, more prone to redeveloping
Oh, yeah, I'm
what
sure it
did
will be.
you didn't call it
Yeah,
road
because.
rash?
It's
Saddle
like
sores.
well, it's like saddle sores, yeah, but I don't even know if you would call them saddle sores because, like, to me, when I think of saddle sores, I think of, like, zits or pimples or, like, abscesses, and this is just, like, the skin has been just been rubbed raw.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway, I also have the option Salsa is going to be there, and Salsa is giving me an e-bike to ride,
nice.
and so I could do the 25 mile, I could do the 50 mile, I might just go out and do the 50 mile and, like, have snacks for
That
everybody
would
out
be
there and just be
awesome.
like, "Here, take this, take that." So we'll see.
Yes.
TBD.
I don't
Yeah.
know if this would be doable for you, but on my family bike rides, I have figured out how to put a bubble machine on my back rack, and I tell you what, it's a goddamn delight. Like,
Tell me more.
so I found a way to, like, bungee cord this battery operated bubble machine onto my back rack, and then I just point it out, and I can share a photo, but it just looks like bubbles are coming out of my butt because of the where it's placed behind me. But yeah, you just turn it on and the bubbles blow and they go bloop, 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 and it's magical. And
That's so fun. Okay.
yeah, like if you had a bubble machine and some snacks, you would be the highlight for sure of someone's day. Probably many people's day.
Oh, 100%.
Because even like
I love this
yeah,
idea.
even riding on the side, like even riding here, people on the sidewalks are then like they're like, "What is going on?" And then you see their faces light up.
Yeah, their
Yeah.
faces light up in
I
delight.
took him on the
Oh.
bike bus, and I had one of the students ask, it's like, "Why do you have that?" And I just looked them dead in the eye. I was like, "For whimsy." And they were like,
Oh.
"What?" It's like, "Yeah, there's no reason."
I love it when kids ask why and you're just, like, dead straight of, like, "For
Yeah,
fun," and they're like,
you can just
"I
have
can do
fun.
that?"
That's it.
Exactly. Like, "Yes, yes, you
That's the
can."
reason, because I like it. So,
Yes.
mhm,
Well, should we talk about our upcoming film, podcast, book tour that's
yeah,
happening?
always. Let's do it. Of
Always.
course we should.
So heads up Midwest, we are coming for you. So talk about coming to Unbound. Unbound happens in Kansas. Right after Unbound on Monday, June 1st, we will be in Kansas City, Missouri at the Screenland Armor. We're going to show both of the All Bodies on Bikes films and then do a live podcast recording with me and Ellen and Kaylee,
Yay.
who you'll know from the films. Um, and then we're gonna have a party at Velo
Yes,
Garage. So that's Kansas City.
it's gonna be a good time.
Um, do you know anything about the bike ride that's happening on Sunday
I know
before?
that AC just texted me about it, and the plan will be an evening ride on the trolley trail, and we're gonna get ice cream.
Great. More information at allbodiesonbikes.com about that. So that's Kansas City. The next day we head to Des Moines, where Kaylee and I will be riding in the Iowa Gravel Project on Tuesday. We're going to be leading 10-mile route on that. So come join us. And then Wednesday, we'll be showing our films at a sports bar called Heroics. It's a women's centric sports bar in Des Moines, which is really fun. After Des Moines, we head to Minneapolis, where we are working with the Bicycle Alliance of Minnesota, also known as BikeMN, and Bonesaw Cycling Collective. So we'll show the All Bodies on Bikes film, and then we're going to show the Bonesaw Cycling Collective film, which is really cool. They're an inclusive cycling group in Minneapolis. And that one's fun because all the proceeds are going to some local mutual aid groups in Minneapolis, which will be really cool. I mean, you all know all the nonsense that's been going on in Minneapolis. It's still going on, even though it is out of the news. So we're gonna go and support that. And then after Minneapolis, we go to
Yeah.
Chicago, where on Sunday we will be actually in Evanston, which I believe is like a small suburb, and we'll be doing screenings and a ride. But all throughout, obviously, podcast, film, and then I will have my book with me, the Ragtag Best Friends Bicycle Club,
Yay.
which is for sale now. We'll put a link in the show notes, but I'd be happy to autograph it for you. And yeah, we'll have All Buddies on Bikes merch, and would love to take pictures and hear your stories and come see us. Tickets are for sale
Yeah,
now.
send us questions ahead of time for any of the podcasts too. What do you wanna know? What's interesting about the films? They're already out on YouTube, but you'll get to see them on the big screen, which I think is gonna be cool.
Yep,
So, yeah.
it is gonna be cool. And like from what I've noticed after watching both films hundreds of times now, is that when it's on the big screen, there's details you don't
Yeah.
see when you just watch it on your phone or on your
Yes.
computer.
And there
So
were people from Kansas City who are
yeah,
in the film too. So, I think it'll be fun for them to
yes,
be there and see their face on the big screen. I don't when else do you get to be
I agree.
in a movie theater in a movie?
Oh,
Just to
please.
recap, Kansas City, Monday, June 1st, Des Moines, Wednesday, June 3rd, Minneapolis, Thursday, June 4th, and Chicago, Sunday, June 7th for the screenings. And then Des Moines has their ride on the 2nd.
Yes. All the events are family friendly. Kids are welcome and encouraged to come. We'll keep the language clean. Tickets are pay what you can. So they should all be set up where we've got a suggested donation. But if that is not in your budget, feel free to just come, and we would love to see you there. We'll have stickers and swag and all sorts of fun stuff to give away as
Yes,
well.
very excited to see everybody in Kansas City.
Yes. I'm excited to see you in Kansas City and give you a big hug,
Same.
Ellen.
We haven't seen each other now that you're outside of my time zone.
I know. I need to come. Well, I am
I
coming
know.
back, and
It's
we're
going
going
to
to
be
hang out.
great. I'll make it up to Portland
It
too
is going to
at
be
some
great.
point. I have not been back to Portland in 10 years, so I want to see it.
Oh my God. You
I
need to
know.
come.
I'm
You
afraid
need
that
to
I'm gonna
come.
just never go back though.
Well, that's
At
okay
this
too.
point, it's you and AC and at least 1 or 2 other people that have just gone and said, "No, no, see you later."
Yeah,
It's like,
because you get out here and you realize how delightful it is
"No,
to live authentically and unapologetically, and
I
it's
do those
amazing.
things here. I just have to shout about it."
Yeah, yeah.
So, this is
So,
wonderful. Good.
yeah, well, look for more content from me soon about the Oregon Outback. I'll also be posting the route because I think as I mentioned, all the versions of the route that are out there are exceptionally long days, and they don't really highlight camp spots that are less than, 70 to 90 miles apart. So I'll be posting the version of the route that we did to hopefully make it more accessible to more
Nice.
folks. So look for that soon.
Great. Where are you gonna post it?
Yeah. Oh, that's a good question. Probably my own blog. I have a blog, marleyblonsky.com. It gets updated every once in a
Nice.
while. Yeah. And I'll probably try and post it on like bikepacking.com as
Okay.
well.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Good job, Marley.
Sounds like a plan.
Happy
Cool.
birthday.
Thank you. Thank you. Happy birthday soon to
Thank you.
you. And we will see you live in about a
Live and
week.
in person. Bye.
Bye.